Table to function. This time we're going to be talking about extension. So generally from a passive point of view, we'd be looking at something like this on the table, which would be a Thomas test, modified Thomas test, whatever you want to call it. And we're looking at the body being fixed and how far or where the femur deviates or moves to tell us whether we have the correct amount of hip extension. We then may have been taught how to do just an active motion of just lifting out the leg behind, or you may have done it with a squat or a lunge or something like that to see how we're getting the motion. So definitely with the passive testing, you're looking at the leg moving around the pelvis and the spine being fixed. But once we're upright, we tend to get extension in the opposite way. So we tend to get the pelvis moving faster or moving in a different direction over the femur, and that creates a top-down extension into the hip. So we've got a very different way of getting the same motion. So how can we look at this? So we could look at it with a step forwards. We could look at it with a split stance position. So in this position, I can stand right foot forwards. I'm using my hands to reach up overhead. Now I'm looking, obviously your spine's going to be involved with this, but you're really trying to isolate that left hip extension with a top down. So my arms are moving faster there, what's creating the motion down into the hip. So my pelvis has to be moving faster than my femur, therefore I get hip extension. So we can look at that one way and then we can look at that the other way. How does it compare in one motion? Do we get translation? Do we get the rotation we're looking for? How far do we go? Ease of movement, pain, etc. And you can mark this out with the 1080 map, or you can just do it in this position, reaching to a wall, which is easily measurable. Okay, so other way, so we can ramp up the demand. So instead of going to a split stance, now we can go to a toe touch. So in this example, it's hard to see, but standing on the right foot with the left foot toe touch gives you some balance, and then reaching backwards. So again, that's creating a top-down reaction into the right hip to then see how much mobility we have, how far can we go, how does that movement occur? Does the movement occur at the spine? Does it occur at the hip? Do we see the knee giving way? Do we see the ankle stopping the motion? And sometimes that can give us more range than when we're in a split stance. When we're in a split stance, obviously the front leg can then become more involved. So this is a way of isolating out that individual hip motion. So then if I want to ramp the demand up a bit more, I can go onto a single leg balance and then reach backwards. Again, potentially this could give me more range, but if stability is the issue, it may decrease my range. And again, this is a top-down driver. So if someone's got acute back pain, this may not be the driver you use. You can use it in other positions. You may just position and ask them to use the front knee as a driver. So if I positioned with my left foot forwards and I get my left knee to bend, keeping my right heel down, that will take my pelvis forwards and will create extension on the rear hip. But obviously for something like this, if you want to ramp it up a bit more and really test out someone's mobility and stability with that motion, single leg stance and reach is a good way to look at it.